Today inshallah I'll be talking about talabul ilm, seeking knowledge. I'll just take 5 minutes of your time. Today I have a guest speaker with me, brother Muhammad Khattab. A little bit about him. He just came from Umrah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from him. And we know that the classrooms in the school are up for sponsorship because we are expanding the school inshallah. So he is one of the sponsors. He sponsored the classroom, so make dua for him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward Brother Muhammad. Say Jazakallah khairan. And the classroom will be named after his father. So he's doing it on behalf of his father, Abdul Rahman Khattab. Say Rahimahullah. May Allah forgive him and give him Jannah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakallah khairan. So seeking knowledge. You know that throughout Islamic history in the last 1500 years, there were important people in the Muslim community. We had sultans and kings and rulers and presidents and so on and so forth. But the thing is, we forgot most of them. We don't know their names. Although there were kings and sultans and rulers and royalties and so on and so forth. And there were so many rich people. We had millions of dinars and dirhams. We forgot their names. We don't know who they were. But we remember Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimahullah. We remember Imam Malik. We remember Imam Shafi'i. We remember Imam Ahmad. And all these big scholars, Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam, and so on and so forth. We remember their names. We know that today as we speak, 1/3 of Muslims worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala following the madhab of Imam Abu Hanifa. That's at least 600 to 700 million Muslims in this world follow the way of Imam Abu Hanifa radiallahu anhu when they do salah and ibadah, for example. And all these imams, Imam Malik, Shafi'i, Malik, and Abu Hanifa, they follow the example of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored these people because what? Of their money? No. Because of their status in society? Because of their position like king, ruler, all these things? No, but because of their knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevated them. And you look in the Quran in Surah Kahf, surah that we read every Jum'ah, and Allah will give you light because of reading it. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevated and raised in rank a person just because of his knowledge. And He made Musa alayhi salam go and follow him. Musa alayhi salam is a prophet, not only an average prophet, but from Ulul Azm. Ulul Azm are 5 prophets. We call them the prophets of firm resolve. Because of their great achievements and because of their status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are the finest prophets. Ibrahim, wa Nuh, wa Musa, wa Isa, wa Muhammad alayhi salam. So Musa alayhi salam is from Ulul Azm, one of the greatest prophets of all time. We know that in Islam the number of prophets was 124,000. And these 5 are the top 5 prophets. So Musa alayhi salam is one of the greatest prophets. But still, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, and you know the story, go and learn from this man. آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showered mercy on him and gave him knowledge of his own. So He gave him knowledge. Even Musa alayhi salam wanted to get knowledge from him. I always say, all of you have a great potential to be successful in this society and to be successful people. You have the choice to be something or to be nothing. Who decides if you will be something or nothing? You. Regardless of the circumstances, the difficulties, if you want to succeed, put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do your best and you will succeed. And the good thing about this country we live in, if you want to be successful, you can always do it, inshallah. You will find people to help you. People like your teachers, your principal, the staff, the imam, people like Brother Muhammad, they are behind you, supporting you to help you become successful. So again, if you want to become something, you have to seek knowledge, you have to do your best, work hard, and put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will be successful. Inshallah, I'm going to conclude with a story of a successful man. Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimahullah, had two main students. These were the two top students of Imam Abu Hanifa. One of them is Abu Yusuf and the other one is Muhammad. They were always sitting with Imam Abu Hanifa, learning from him and teaching with him. They are his two top disciples and students. Imam Muhammad, when he was young, he wanted to learn from Imam Abu Hanifa. He had his halaqah in the masjid and people would go and learn from Imam Abu Hanifa. Like thousands of people would be sitting there and learning from him. So Imam Muhammad, when he was young, about your age, how old are you? 9 years old. He was about 6 or 7. So he wanted to learn, but according to the story, he was an orphan. And he was the oldest of his brothers, so he had to work and provide for the family. So his mother told him, go and work. He would skip work and go and learn from Imam Abu Hanifa. So one time his mother went to look for him and she found him sitting at the end, at the back of the halaqah, learning from the Imam. And she told him, we need you to provide for us, go and work. And he said, you know, I want to learn, just like all these guys here, I want to learn. And she said, what are you going to gain from seeking knowledge? You know, we need you to provide for the family. يعني هل لو اشتغلت, will you become something if you learn from this Imam? Like, what are you going to do? So the kid took his mom and went to Imam Abu Hanifa and he said, you know, I really want to learn with you. And it seems that someone took care of providing for the family, and the Imam told her, let him, you know, join the halaqah with me. And one day, maybe he will eat lawanzaj with the Khalifa. So she was, you know, laughing, like, sit with the Khalifa and talk to the Khalifa and eat lawanzaj with him. Lawanzaj doesn't exist anymore, but lawanzaj back then, you know, in the subcontinent culture, you have, what do you call it, kheer? Is it something sweet? Kheer? Kheer?
Yeah.
Kheer, okay. Kheer, okay, it's sweet. Put on top of that kunafa, ba'lawa, atayif, Turkish delights, all that good stuff. And on top of that, put pistachios and cashew and honey and all that stuff. It's the most fantastic sweet you can ever eat. Forget about DQ. What is DQ anyway? Dairy Queen. Okay, mashallah. Takbir. Okay, so, lawanzaj with the Khalifa, okay, whatever. So he started to learn with him and so on and so forth. And after about 25 years, 30 years, he became the judge in that city or in that country. And the Khalifa at that time had an issue with his wife, so he swore an oath. He said, Wallahi, because of what you said or what you did, إِذَا بِتِّ فِي مَمْلَكَتِي كُنْتِ طَالِقًا. If you stay in my kingdom, and at that time the Muslim kingdom stretched from India and some parts of China all the way to North Africa and maybe some parts of Spain at the time. He said, if you live in my kingdom, you are divorced. Then the Khalifa regretted, and of course, you know, it's a conditional divorce. And the Khalifa was confused, he didn't know what to do, and they started to call all these scholars. They came one by one, and someone said, okay, we're going to put her on a plane, like United Airlines, you know, and she's going to go somewhere else, send her to Japan or something. So someone said, we don't have airplanes. You know, that's like 1,200 years ago, no airplanes. Someone said, okay, we put her in a space shuttle and send her to the moon. Same problem, doesn't exist. Forget about the camel, forget about the horse, all that stuff doesn't work. So finally someone said, okay, why didn't you ask Imam Muhammad, the student of Imam Abu Hanifa? He must have a solution for you. The Khalifa called Imam Muhammad and he came and he said, I made this oath, I told my wife, if you stay in my kingdom, you are divorced. So he said, let her do i'tikaf tonight in the masjid. The masjid is not in your kingdom. This is the house of Allah. It is not under your control. So she spent the night in the masjid for i'tikaf, and he fulfilled his oath. And that night, they did a walima for Imam Muhammad. And you know what they served after dinner? Biryani? Lawanzaj. And he remembered Imam Abu Hanifa, and he started to cry. He started to cry, and he said, I remembered the Imam when I was eating lawanzaj with the Khalifa, because this is what he said 30 years ago. One day, he will eat with the Khalifa lawanzaj because of your knowledge. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you beneficent knowledge and raise your status in dunya and in akhirah, and give you the best, and give you lawanzaj with the Khalifa, inshallah. Jazakallah, assalamu alaikum. Barakallahu feek. Questions?